Yo, what's up everyone? Kablinu here with another build video. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Here's some rough stats. As you can see, front bar, back bar. This is my build for a magical sorcerer. Magical. Magic Sorc. Running Imperial as our race. All attributes into Magic. For our Mundus, we're running the Mage. UH Sugar Skulls as our food, and we are a stage 3 vampire. Let's go ahead and get into the item sets. For our first item set, we're running Mighty Chudan. This is going to give us major resolve at all times, a little bit of max health, and some more armor. Really good set, and it frees up a skill slot on our bar, so we don't have to run Storm. Boundless Storm. You could run this if you want to, but I like not having to run this and just running Mighty Chudan instead. I tried with some different monster gear, Engine Guardian mainly, and Mighty Chudan. I think it's just nice, so you can free up a skill on your bar. For our second set, we are running Crafty Alfiqs. We are running a light and pen glove, a arcane neck with weapon and spell damage enchant, and a ring. Crafty Alfiq with a weapon and spell damage enchant, also arcane. For our front bar weapon of Crafty Alfiqs, we're running a sharpened lightning staff with a weapon and spell damage enchant. You want to run lightning staff because it's going to increase your direct damage attacks. Used to be that Inferno staff did like single target and all that stuff, but I guess a while ago they changed it to lightning staff. So lightning staff, Crafty Alfiq, sharpened. You can run Nirnhoned if you want to. I prefer sharpened. I just like the extra penetration. For our mythic, we're running Death Dealer's Fate, arcane, also weapon and spell damage enchant. Let's go ahead and get into the back bar. We're running Wretched Vitality as our back bar set. I'm running a light, well-fitted robe, light in-pen legs, and light in-pen shoes. You could swap these traits up if you want to, but I kind of like having a decent crit resist because this is more what I play solo, and if you had someone in your group that ran Rallying Cry, you know, you could probably do more well-fitted pieces in here. But overall, I'm Imperial. I already have great cost reduction on things, so I'm not really too worried about slotting in pen or well-fitted in some of these slots. Anyways, back bar weapon is an ice staff, of course. Defending and Wretched Vitality with a Crusher enchant on the back bar. And for our one extra body piece, we are running Druid Sash. This is going to give us a little bit of extra max health. I have this in well fitted as well. A better piece here would be Trainee. I think it gives 1500. Yeah, it gives about 1400 max health compared to Druid's, 11 or 1200. But as you can see, I don't have it transmuted, and I don't really feel like wasting my precious transmutes on a piece of armor just for 300 extra max health. So I'm not really too worried about that extra little 300. If you already have the belt, cool. If not, and you just want an easy alternative, just have someone craft you or craft it yourself a Druid Sash. And it doesn't have to be a sash. It could be any one of these pieces. It could be whatever. But we are running 5 light in this build, and 1 heavy and 1 medium. So you could run some more heavy here if you wanted, also for more resistance. But I try to push as much out of light armor and getting max magic as much as possible. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the sets. Let's go ahead and get into the skills. So for the skills, first skill, Crushing Shock, remains spammable. And if you hit enemies while they are casting, you're going to stun them, set them off balance. It's really nice if people are rezzing or casting Radiant Oppression on you, things like that. Second skill is going to be Inner Light. It's going to give us our Major Prophecy, and it's going to give us a ton of max magic. The skill says 5%, but the passive gives us 2% for every Mage's Guild ability that we have slotted. So in essence, we're getting about 7% out of this. Our kind of bread and butter survivability skill here is going to be Hardened Ward. This is just going to be a huge damage shield for you. You want to keep this up literally at all times. If you drop this, it's probably going to be life or death for you. We're really not running any heals here. Your heal, in essence, or your damage buffer is going to be this shield. Crystal Frags for our fourth skill. If you're not really familiar with this, whenever you use an ability, essentially you can get a chance to proc a very hard-hitting Crystal Frags. And we will just go and see the skill turn purple. And now I can cast and hit a very hard Crystal Frags compared to a very weak one. See how weak that one is compared to a proc one. So 10k, 25k, that's a crit, but you can see the damage difference. Streak is going to be our main stun, and this is what we're going to combo or use to stun into our combo with our ultimate. Our ultimate is Ice Comet. We're getting another 2% here from the Mage's Guild, slotting the skill. This does a huge stun, but more than likely you're not going to use this to stun. You're going to stun them with this just before your meteor hits. Back bar. Our first skill is Haunting Curse. You want to try to time this with your combo as best as possible. You proc it on an enemy and it'll blow up twice. So let's see if we can get a frag. Proc. Okay, we got our frag. You see the timer. Haunting Curse is 3 seconds. 2, 1. Sometimes it does that. You get the idea. Sometimes it takes your frag and makes it a non-procced frag. But you kind of get the idea. You essentially just kind of want to build this up, keep your shield up, wait for a frag to proc, and kind of time it all together. Second back bar skill, we're running Dampen Magicka. This is the light armor shield. You could run the other version, which gives you magic back, but we really don't need it since we're running Wretched Vitality. We already have good sustain. We're also Imperial, so this version's probably better. Next skill is Dark Conversion. This is going to be pretty much our only heal. It's going to give us Minor Berserk as well, increasing our damage done by 5%. And when you're running low on resources, you can convert stamina into Magicka. So pretty much our only heal that we actually really run. And our main thing is we want to keep these two shields up as much as possible. I'll show you an alternate skill setup where you only run bronze shield, but for the sake of this video, I like running 2 shields, keeps your survivability up. But yeah. Fourth skill, Elemental Susceptibility. This is going to give us Major Breach, increasing our physical and spell penetration in essence by 6k, or well, really reducing the enemy's resistance by 6k, but in turn for us that means we're gaining 6k penetration. This is also going to do all 3 status effects, Burning, Chilled, and Concussion, every 7.5 seconds. So overall, it's pretty good. Our final slottable skill, Bound Aegis. You're not really going to ever activate this skill. You can if you want the 37% block mitigation for 5 seconds, but there's really no point to do that. This is going to increase our max magic by 8%, give us minor resolve, increasing our resistances by 3k, and giving us minor protection, which gives us 5% reduced damage taken. And our back bar ult, we're running Storm Atro. You could put Negate on if you want instead, but I like Atro. You also could run Overload. As you can see, I don't even have it, selected here in my skills. If you ran it, you would probably want to run energy overload. Actually, probably power overload now that I'm looking at it. We already have good sustain anyways, so we probably really don't need the magic and resources back from it. But this hits pretty hard. I'm just really not a big fan of it. I like using my combo pretty much only to do damage. I think this skill is very cheesy. So I just really don't mess with it. Optional skill setup. You probably noticed we're not running a spell power buff. That's because we are getting it from spell power pots. And the only reason that we are still running this here is for the extra max magic, because our spell power pot is already going to give us major prophecy and major sorcery anyways. So this is somewhat of a flex spot if you want, but the reason I keep it on is, as you can see, we have 48k magic. If we take this off, we're already at pretty much 2 to 3k less. So for me, I like running it, even though it's kind of not necessary for me to run it there. If you wanted, you could run Mage's Wrath instead, or if you don't have Mighty Chudan, you could slot Bound the Storm, and you probably may not want to put that there necessarily, but you kind of get the idea. You could probably do something like this, and that would probably work a little better for you, but overall, you could slot many different skills there if you wanted to. Mage's Wrath instead, or if you don't want to run spell power pots, you can run Crit Surge. Maybe put Crit Surge on the back bar and do something like this with Elemental Susceptibility on the front. Or you could run it like that too. This is going to give you some healing when you're doing crit damage. I mean, it's not really anything special. I think when I tested it, sometimes it gives you like 500 to like 900 health per crit. It's really nothing crazy. So I just choose not to run it. You could run some of these other CCs too. Actually, one thing that I did find that I liked messing around with was Daedric Mines. Just a cool skill. I've always liked it since I played way back Mag Sorc when there was vet ranks. Just was a super cool and fun skill to always use and just kind of kite around. It doesn't immobilize too, which is nice. The damage isn't really anything great though. I think in PvP when I tested it, it was like 3 to 4k damage per mine hit. So it's a little bit, but really nothing crazy, and a lot of people probably aren't going to willingly walk into it anyways. But as far as skills go, I mean, this is how I have it set up. This is what I like. Let's go ahead and get into the CP. For Blue Tree, we'll just start with Deadly Aim. This is my first slottable skill. Increase single target damage by 6%. Our second one is Master at Arms. Increase damage done with direct damage attacks by 6%. Arcane Supremacy, which is going to give us 1300 max Magicka. And this one's kind of a flex spot. I do like running it though. Cleansing Revival. Healing a target, including yourself, removes all harmful effects from them. This can occur once every 24 seconds. It's just pretty good since there's a lot of dots and things going on right now that it's good to have this to just kind of purge it off of you. If you wanted to, you could change these two. It's not a necessity that you have to run Arcane Supremacy or Cleansing Revival. I would keep these two on for sure, but if you wanted to change it up, you could put Duelist Rebuff here. This is going to reduce single target damage against you by 6%, so it'll keep you alive a little bit longer compared to this max Magicka. Or if you wanted higher crit resist, you could take the Resilience CP. And honestly, on a lot of my builds, depending on what I'm fighting that day, I change my CP kind of daily, depending on what's going on. If I'm fighting a lot of Nightblades or anything like that, anybody that's really critty, and I don't have someone that's running Rallying Cry in my group, I'll just put Resilience on to kind of make up for that gap. You could do Fighting Finesse if you want to, but we really don't crit super often here. I mean, this is kind of how I have it set up. I like this setup right here. The only thing you could probably want to change, depending on if you're not really used to Sorc, you could take Duelist Rebuff and maybe Resilience. Anyways, let's go to the red tree. For first red tree CP, we are running Arcane Alacrity, and this is going to decrease the cost of our roll dodge while our shields are up. We're already Imperial, and on top of that, now we're gaining 800 cost reduction to our dodge roll. That is massive. That's going to make our dodge roll super cheap. And speaking of making our dodge roll cheap, our second CP is Survival Instincts. If we have a status effect on us, our core combat skills, which are like dodge roll, sprint, block, those kind of things, those are going to cost 5% less per stage, with a total of 25% cost reduction on our dodge roll, plus the 800 here, plus being Imperial. We're already hitting high cost reduction on, dodge roll, block, and all that, sprint. This is just going to make it even better. So with this build, you will probably do a lot of dodge rolling, a lot of shield spamming, and a lot of keeping your range with Streak. For our third, we're running Bastion. Increase the effectiveness of your damage shields. It also lets you deal more damage to shielded enemies. 15%. It's pretty good overall. For our final, we're running Pain's Refuge. Reduces our damage taken for every negative effect on us up to 20%. So, like I said, this just goes really well with kind of what's going on, all the status effects and negative effects you get now on you. This just works really well to keep you up and alive. As far as flex spots go here, I probably really wouldn't change anything besides maybe Bastion. Since we are running 2 shields, you could probably get away with taking this off and putting Celerity here. Or you could run Sustained by Suffering if you wanted to. Not really needed since we have good sustain already, but you could run it if you like. You could run Relentlessness, or one thing that's nice for Sorc is because the odds of you dying while you are not stunned are pretty low. So this could be a good CP to put on Slippery, just due to the fact that you're most likely to die on a Sorc if your shield isn't up. And when your shield's not up is probably going to be when you're stunned. So you could put Slippery on too. It's going to automatically break free for you every 21 seconds. Me, I personally don't run it, but I have a friend that you'll see in some of the gameplay that does run this. And he really likes it. It's able to help him break free instantly, get back so he can put his shield back up and stay alive. But overall, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything you want to share, feel free to drop it down in the comments section. But anyways, here's some gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time. Dude, shit. I'm gonna go over here. To the side! To the side, to the side! To the side! To the side! White hammer. White hammer. Yeah. Trying to see if I can leave it off on them out. That for sure. And he fucking disappeared. thought he was badass, didn't he, boy? Just like this one here. He thought he was gonna do something, but I hit him with that mage light. Yeah, I never used to do that, but now I fucking pass that bitch all the time.
I have a Sorc.
Oh, that's it.
You're right.
Oh, that's not even on yet. I got some bullshit. Bro, it keeps fucking doing that with my frags, man. I'm getting fucking spammed.
Yes.
He's over here. Or there's
Check
one.
one.
Got one behind me too. Got mage light on him. Man, I'm all fucked up after that. One.
Some guys are.
Is that the guy that killed me?
There's a dumb fuck on me. He almost died and he ran like a bitch. I don't know, bitch on it. No, that Galadron guy.
Is that the guy?
No, no.
Oh.
Just walking.
Dude, this is sorry. Okay, there's my wave. I'm back up to something all for you. Yeah, fucking so each.
Fine. Let's go. Strength is so bad.
Pretzel, lover, whatever the fuck, you're gonna get shit on. And again, dude, it robs me of my frag. Does homie not know where he's getting attacked from? No! Dude, again, with the fucking bar situation where it doesn't let me bar swap.
Alone is just dumb.
Dude, it's so fucking stupid. It's every time I've fought two Sorcs at the same time, it's been impossible to win. Just because of that alone. Like when two curses go off. When two curses go off with two frags on you, it is fucking impossible to survive. So like, so fast with something. How often is that? How often is that? That's not bad though. That's a mid, 3?
Yeah, no,
21 seconds.
Yeah, we're good.
That's actually fucking hard.
Okay, guys.
Where is that?
Something.
Okay.
Just don't damage it.
Yeah. So it's like, you were running, so I'm running. So I'm running. Well, it's running. So I'm gonna hit deal, but you're gonna get damage. So that's nice. But you should usually use that by myself.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm not lower level, I probably won't need it.
boys are getting fucked.
Dude, I think we're gonna start being their target here pretty soon. Yeah, they want the Sorcs gone. Sorcs are putting too much fucking pressure.
I have nothing.
I stunned him. Get out of there. Yes, dude, I fucking stunned him with Atro. Let's fucking go. I just dropped Atro on all of them. I was like, I was trying to use a meteor, but Atro fucking stunned them all. We're outnumbered here now.
Oh yeah. We'd been outnumbered.
Just make it to the edge. Just, you know.
That's why I always do this. They always come off. He did too. He's a fucking idiot. Behind.
I fucking killed him too. Oh, he just knocked me off. I'm on the next layer now. I need help. We're fighting back there. Yeah, no. Yeah, look at it.
He's so fucking
He's fucking dead, he's on us. Oh, didn't see that? I didn't know. Oh, man. I don't think so. Let's go. The other boys. That's 15.
Okay.
Let's go. They are the people.
Alright. I'm on my rock.
No. I tried streaking. I'm gonna die though.
What's going on?
I'm fucking fighting this DK down here.
On our side of the bridge?
Yeah, but I'm like down under. Like,
Oh, you're on the bottom.
yeah, I fell. Damn it.
He's fighting you down there?
I just killed him. I'm gonna see if I can get back up. Oh, I can get back up. Let's fucking go. I done it. Alright. Know what video I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
With the fucking British dude and he drinks the whole bottle of like whiskey. And he goes, I done it. I fucking done it. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-uh.
Fucking